Hello, and welcome into yet another episode of the Strive Sports Podcast. As always, I am your host, Keegan Hartman. Big thank you to everyone who has downloaded our most previous episodes this season, season 1, our inaugural season. So far, we are 3 episodes deep, as I said, on this first season of the Strive Sports Podcast. If you haven't done it already, make sure you go and like and subscribe. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, Amazon, wherever the hell you get your podcast. We're pretty much there. And while you're at it, this is primarily on YouTube. We like to, keep the video on YouTube. So make sure you go like us over there, subscribe to us, and follow us on all of our socials. That being said, now that we paid the bills, let's get right into episode 4 of this podcast, and the hits just keep coming. We got another home run on deck for you. Joining me today, he has been one of the most electrifying players in the United States Football League in the league's previous 2 seasons. 2023, my guest finished top 3 in the USFL in receiving touchdowns and top 10 in receiving yards. A native of West Palm Beach, Florida, my next guest was ranked as the number 34 prospect in the 2014's edition of the ESPN Top 300 High School Football Recruits. He was ranked as the number 5 wide receiver in the nation in 2014. And just so you know, I just want to make sure I'm clear. Hey, if that is inaccurate, that is completely off of Ohio State Buckeyes website. So I just want that to be clear. So
no, that sounds pretty on point.
All right. Just making sure.
He was pretty good back in my days before all the injuries.
God. All right. He was one of 6 players of the 2014 recruiting class to join the Ohio State Buckeyes program at the semester, accruing the CFP national title in 2014 with the Buckeyes. Not to mention, he is a 3-time Big Ten champion, including titles in 2014, 2017, and 2018. In his senior season, he was voted on as a team captain by his teammates for the Ohio State Buckeyes football program. His relentlessness, his tenacity, determination, and dedication to his trade, the game of football, are an ode to the type of person that this individual is. And with that being said, you can find him and follow him at YoungKing_JD5 on Twitter and at Johnnie Dixon 1 on Instagram. He is the man, the myth, the legend, a colleague of mine, a friend of mine, Johnnie Dixon. Happy Monday, buddy.
How you doing, brother? Thanks for having me, man.
Long time no see, dude. It's always nice.
It's crazy, dude. Like every time you finish with like a professional team, professional leagues, like in college, you see your boys. You're gonna see your boys. You got to work out. But when professional football is done, it's like you might not see somebody for a while. You know what I mean? So it's crazy for sure. After being together every day, you know what I mean. I talk to you on Instagram and every other day type of deal. So it's crazy for sure.
We walking up during practice, during the walkthroughs, because typically with like the breakers practice, you guys do like the walkthroughs early on in the practice of being able to come up and just kind of spark conversations. Man, I miss that. I miss just coming up talking shop with you, because I mean we talk about everything, bro. Like cooking,
sure, bro.
Football, everything. So I truly do miss it. On the topic of cooking, on the topic of off season, we are amidst an off season, and I just touching base with you, kind of fill the people in, for those that are curious, what you got going on this off season. I know you said you've been involved with some community events and community outreach. Kind of talk about that, and then just kind of talk about your day to day now after football.
Well, yeah, community outreach is something I just want to do, on my spare time, when I have some time to do something like that. Not really for no clicks or to get famous off of it, nothing like that. Just from the kindness of my heart, just want to do something, different and special. So, that's with that. And, yeah, besides, laying around on the couch all day, not doing any working out, I do a little cooking on the side as well, man. Work out here at a restaurant. I do a little prep work. I'm not really on the line no more like I was last year because I don't really want. So I mainly just focus on prep, and we actually just had a big catering event go down on Saturday. I think it was 300 people, something like that, which was insane. It was the first big catering, so that was crazy. Yeah. But yeah, about it. It's about all I do, man, and enjoy the family, the kids, the wife, the dog. So I don't really do much, man. I just be chilling. Oh, and bowling. I do a lot of bowling.
Heck yeah.
That's my old man sport.
You told me about that. I was like, I was like, wow, I didn't know you'd be the type of, so like, have you ever bowled a 300? That's what I got.
Oh, my highest is what, 249.
249.
Yeah, I just cannot get to that perfect game, dude.
What do you average?
Right now, I'm averaging. It's bad. It's pretty trash. So I'm not even gonna say. But when I was in college, I was averaging about 190, 200 in college.
Damn.
But I don't really bowl as much, now because the kids won't allow it. So
Did Ohio State offer a bowling program?
no, it's crazy, bro. I was trying to get in one for the longest, man. I'm like, bro, it's my 5th year. Let me get some bowling or something. They ain't want to hook me up. So me and my boy Austin Mack used to go like 3 times a week just to go get it in. But they ain't want to give me the class. I don't understand why. They should have.
Hey man, I was never good at physically bowling. I could probably bowl about a 90 on a good day, but Nintendo Wii, I'm running it against anybody. I don't give a damn who it is. I'm cold.
Man, I have Wii bowl since I was a kid, bro.
I still got a Nintendo Wii. Like it's never outaged me. I'm still
Facts. Mine is in storage in Ohio, so I definitely got to go grab that thing for sure. But
kicking ass and taking.
no, yeah, man, I don't know. I just spend a lot of time at the bowling alley. Not as much nowadays, but when I get a chance to, I definitely go. Like to chill, might invite the homies. Really, I like to go by myself for real, so I ain't gotta wait on nobody. But yeah,
Must.
that's my old man hobby.
I love it, man. So speaking of old, well, it's not really an old man hobby because now it's becoming more culturalized and accepted because you see it on social media, and even I am a big fan of cooking. The culinary skills. So, a first question is, when are you going to start your own damn channel about cooking? Because it needs to happen. All the recipes I've seen on your socials, you're cold with it. But why the hell have we not started a channel? But second of all, what's on the menu this week? What we got? What do you like to do or cook on the day to day?
My favorite thing to make is probably wings and steak.
Okay.
And pasta, I would say. But I don't know. I like to do all kind of things though, like from fancy to to when I was growing up in the hood, all type of cooking for real, man. And it's for me, it's like I work with chefs that went to school, for it. So if I want to cook something, sometimes I just ask them like, man, I want to cook something today, but I don't know what. So they give me an idea of something, and I run with it from there. And for me, it's really all about just putting your own spin on something, when somebody helps you with a recipe type of deal. So yeah, for this week, I don't know yet, man. I'm still thinking. I went to the grocery store today, but I didn't have nothing in mind, so I just grabbed all the little BS stuff, snacks and stuff like that. So we'll figure it out.
When you were going through college and through high school, I mean, as an athlete, were you pretty limited on like your regimen and what you were trying to like what you could cook and what you couldn't cook, or were you just like, yeah,
Yeah,
free game?
bro. I eat whatever the hell I want to eat, bro. I have no diet, none of that shit, man. I'm like Chad Johnson. Like I don't eat McDonald's. Actually, I do. We got really good McDonald's by my house, so we grab it every now and then.
Hey
But
man,
no, bro. I've always just ate what I wanted to eat, bro. Like I can't just eat all veggies and stuff like that. Like I need, you know what I mean? Like I need my protein and stuff like that. So I eat what I want to eat, bro. It is what it is, dude.
we ain't a fan of rabbit's food around here. It's all.
I can't do it, bro. The way I grew up, and it's just like it sticks with me to this day. So I'm gonna eat what I want to eat. You know what I mean? So
That's fair. That's fair. So
yeah.
I want to talk about your roots real quick, and I just let's get right into the football talk. We're done with the icebreakers. We'll set that aside.
Sure.
So I want to talk about your come up, man. So if
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mistaken, you grew up in Florida. You're a Florida boy, right?
Yes, sir.
So I gotta ask, between Texas, California, and Florida, and I know you might not.
Florida.
I okay. You might not be able to speak to the effect of Texas and California, but
Florida. Best football.
nowadays, Texas.
Florida. Still, I don't care.
All right, give me
Oh,
give me your contention.
now.
Give me your reasons. Let's start the debate. Come on now, let's
I
go.
don't have no reasons. We the best. When it comes to skilled players, we are the best. We might not always breed the best old linemen and things like that, but when it comes to skilled players, we are the best. And all those other states gonna say what they want to say, but don't nobody play football like a Florida boy. I don't care what nobody say.
Have you gone back and looked at some of like 2014's recruiting class and just like I mean, this is probably nerdy and like really deep, but like look and see of your class specifically who came from where, because I mean, you were the top five, you were the number 5 receiver of according to ESPN top 300 coming out. And then you were also in the, I want to say, if I go back in my notes, it was, bear with me.
Right, rivals maybe.
Yeah, well, Rivals had you, so it was number 34, and I want to say ESPN overall recruit of top 300. But like, what? Okay, I guess I could start here. Um, First and foremost, deep recruiting class for Ohio State in general.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially in 2014. You got
Mm-hmm.
guys like Raekwon McMillan, Marshawn Lattimore, Curtis Samuel, Johnny, of course, Johnny Dixon, Paris Campbell, Terry McLaurin, and Malik Hooker. Now I don't really know
Sam Hubbard.
Sam Hubbard. Yes, him
Uh,
is.
uh, damn, who up, man? We had so many people in that group, dude. It was crazy.
It was a deep ass class, but like,
Yeah, my dog Damon Webb he's in Canada right now. He's killing it. Like it was crazy. Jalen Holmes played for a while in the league. Jay's still playing right now. Like it's crazy, bro. It was deep.
okay, good point. Good point. So I want to actually save this. I'll save this bit. I know I'm jumping places. I'll save the recruiting bit in a minute. I want to go back to Florida. So that brings up my next question. Talk about the competitiveness and how it groomed you as an athlete going to the collegiate level and be ultimately becoming a 4-star high school recruit out of high school. How does that state groom players and become a wheelhouse to ultimately become magnified and staged as one of the top 3 best states to play college or to play high school football? What makes Florida different, I guess, is my question. What makes them stand out from their competition?
I would say we just got a different mentality than most people.
That Florida mentality.
Yeah, that Florida mentality is really different. Like I don't even know how to describe it. It's just when you're born there, it's just something that's built within you. Like coming up as a kid, like you just see things different. Like all like people I know, all we had was football for real. Like,
Mhm.
and that might sound crazy. Like not even like basketball. Like it was really just football. So it's like that's all we slept that. We woke up, we played that. Like middle of the day, we playing that. Like that's all we thought about. Like for me, that was always like my way out. Like when I was young, I'm like, shit, I'm watching Devin Hester on the TV, returning kicks in the Super Bowl. I want to do that. You know what I mean? Like, and that was just all it is. And like for me, like going through high school days, it was like watching the dudes before me, like Matt Elam. Like to this day, like I still look up to him. He was just that dude that's like, damn, like he's special. Like I want to be like him. And he's from the same neck of the woods, and we all just breathe the same way coming up. You know what I
So,
mean? So
oh, go ahead.
I was just about to say the competition is crazy. Like no matter what team you're on, there's gonna be at least 10 dudes that can really play. Like, and that's when I was coming up. I don't know how it is now, but like when I was coming up, it's at least 10 dudes on the team that can really go. And like when I played, we had 4 or 5 good receivers. So it's like you either gonna rise to the top or you gonna fall to the bottom, you know what I mean? And I always just wanted to be one of the top dogs, and it is, like I said, it's just the mentality we had growing up.
Off the top of your head, do you recall any of the competition that you went up against whenever you were in high school? Was there any guy that you could think of that was like, and doesn't even have to, I mean, it's just a name that and it resonates with you. Like, damn, he brought it, and he was one of the most competitive guys that I ever went up against in my high school career.
As like a DB or like a receiver.
Um, I guess both. Somebody that was just like wow, he's that guy.
So besides the dudes I played with, one dude that really, my dog Tay Scott played at East Lake to Clemson. Man, we had a battle in the playoff, like in a playoff game. We were just going at it, but he was like one of them dudes. It's like I know we got to go play them this week. I gotta go show out, like because if I don't, he's gonna show out, and he's gonna, he got the chance to embarrass us. So for me, I say Tay was definitely one of them ones. Like his last year was like, and still to this day, like I always mess with him about it because he went to Clemson, so they got us pretty good in college. But I'm like, yeah, who cares, bro? I got you in high school to go to the state championship. So Tay was definitely So Tay Scott was definitely one of them dudes, bro. And even like if you go watch his college tape, he was one of them ones. Like if he didn't get hurt in the league, he'd probably still be playing right now for real.
So I guess on that note, you talk about Florida in general, and you guys are in a hotbed. You think about it, you've got you're surrounded by Division I like greatness.
Literally.
Alabama, Clemson, Georgia, South Carolina. I'm naming mostly SEC schools.
Right.
Apologies.
No,
Uh,
good.
Florida State, Miami, Florida, the University of Florida. Why? So I didn't really read through like your entire recruiting process and who you were, you know, recruited by. But of those schools, were you getting any traction? I mean, certainly you were because you were a top 30 guy coming out of high school. And what kind of drove you out to the Big Ten?
Yeah. Well, I think I had like 30 some offers, 30 plus.
Mhm.
And I had Alabama, Miami, Florida State, Florida. I said Miami. Yeah, I had some pretty big schools, and my final three came down to Ohio State, Alabama, and Miami. But for me choosing Ohio State, it was really just like for me to go find myself,
Mhm.
and also it just felt like home when I took my visits. Like I didn't have to do much for me to feel like I was home. It was like when I went to the game, damn, it feels like home. The next day I go to the practice, I call my mom like, I'm coming here. Like, so I knew right away, like, and it was just a feel, and I didn't get that feeling from every other place. Like, I kind of got it from Miami like that, but it was nothing like Ohio State, bro. Like, and it still ain't nothing like Ohio State, man. So I think I made the right decision at the end of the day, and I definitely made the right decision, no doubt about it.
I was gonna
For
say
sure.
off record, like what was the closest college to you growing up in Florida? Was there any like I guess before there was Ohio State, certainly you probably looked to a school or followed a college or did you not follow a college?
I was a Florida Gator fan.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
Urban Meyer, you know what I mean? So what I mean? But I grew up a Florida fan, dude. I used to watch the games on Saturdays and the reruns on Sunday.
Wow.
So for big Percy Harvin fan, like they had so many dudes, bro. Like so
Tebow.
like you know what I mean? Like the list is crazy. So I was definitely a huge Florida fan. Like I love Florida so much that I didn't want to go to Florida State.
Yeah.
Which was crazy. But yeah, Miami was close. Miami was actually my first offer.
Okay.
I still remember going in there with one of my teammates and getting that day of getting that offer, which was crazy. But yeah, big Florida fan. Like I was, if you asked me that when I was a kid, what school you would go to? Easily Florida Gators. You know what I mean?
Heck yeah. That's dope. Yeah, no, you bring up a good point, man. And like obviously I didn't put one and two together, and obviously Urban Meyer was the coach there, but you think about the talent they had there, the Pouncey twins, Newton, Tebow, Hernandez, like it was
Dallas Baker,
fake.
like bro,
Yes.
dude, it was crazy.
Did you watch the documentary, the Untold documentary about
Of
the
course,
obviously.
we were like Florida Gators 2.0, like we went through the same thing they went through, which was dope, because
Mhm.
it worked. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it was crazy.
I was gonna say, you're not kidding because you look at that 2014 class, as we mentioned earlier. I mean, Raekwon McMillan, Marshawn Lattimore, Curtis Samuel, of course you, Terry McLaurin, Malik Hooker, and then you got I believe your teammates playing right now on Monday Night Football. Your former
Yeah,
Ohio State
they're
team,
playing right now.
Harris is playing
My
right
brother, that's my best friend, man.
now. It's wild,
That's
man.
it's crazy. Him, Terry, like it's so crazy because we all went through so much together. Like I don't know if you ever has ever been a receiver room with three captains at the same time. And
Wow.
those dudes 2 year captains, but to have three receiver captains in one room,
Yeah.
it's crazy. It's probably unheard of, you know what I mean? But like we went through so much together, and then like I went through a lot of trials with
Mm.
injuries and stuff like that. So I had to sit back and watch them play for a while and kind of find my footing, while I belong in there. And luckily, by the grace of God, I was able to get healthy and get back in there with the boys and become one of the guys. And
Right.
in my opinion, that's how I look at it. So it's dope. Like you said, like our recruiting class was crazy, and again, you never see 3 receiver captains in one room. Like sometimes you barely see one. You know what I mean? So those dudes had such an impact on me and allowed me to grow into who I could be. You know, because I had to refine myself after all the injuries for sure.
I won't, I don't like to talk, and apologies. I don't like to talk about the Big Ten too much. I don't like to tout about the Big Ten because my blood runs deep in SEC, but
I
I'm gonna
feel like,
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give you guys your credit, especially specifically Ohio State.
yep,
I've never seen a college that has had so much leverage and so much success, not only at a consistent level in general in terms of the people that they bring in. It's a brand at the end of the day. I mean, it's the it's the Alabama of the North, where if you have a different outlook, it's vice versa.
right.
But I've never seen a receiving core lose value. It's never lost value. It's always been consistent. They've
It's
always
crazy because it's gotten so much better, dude. Like it's like this right now. Like it's just going up, dude. It's like it's ridiculous. Like dude, like the dudes that get in that damn room now, man. I don't even know if I've been playing my last 2 years. That's how good them dudes be coming, bro. It's like, holy, where you finding these dudes from? And honestly, if you want to be developed by the best, you're gonna go to the best. Brian Hartline is the best receiver coach in college. You can't tell me any different. His numbers are speaking for themselves right now. Like nobody's doing what he's doing. And he's more than just a coach. He's a somebody you can relate to. You can go sit down and talk with. He got your back. You know he got your back. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say, like, refresh my memory on some of the guys when you've just like it just arrived in 2014 during your championship run. I want to say Braxton Miller was one of the guys that was there. If
Yeah.
I
So B was a when I first got there. B was a quarterback.
Okay,
He got hurt. He hurt his shoulder that year, and then that next year he transitioned over to receiver.
okay,
So it was B. You had Mike. You had Jalen Marshall.
Mhm.
And you had Dontre Wilson out Texas. Philly Brown was before them. Philly played for a little bit,
Forgot
but
about
then yeah, fucking Devin Smith, bruh. It was crazy. You got Noah Brown. Noah's been playing for like 8 years now, 7, 8 years in the league.
Wow.
7th round pick. Like now you got Paris, you got Terry, you got Chris, you got Garrett, you got Jackson. You know what I mean? It's crazy, dude. Like
And
next year you have Marv, top 5 pick probably. You
well,
got
Jackson Smith and Jigba last year. I
he's
mean,
gonna be first rounder. Like you feel me?
it,
Then they got a bunch of dudes behind them that's gonna be right after them. So it's like it's crazy, bro.
and it's nuts to me because like even beyond that, like y'all really do a good job at running back. Zeke, of course, is the first name that comes to mind.
Yeah,
I guess we forgot to mention a name there. In that time, it would have been Michael Thomas was one of the receivers there, and then I just like the list goes on. It's
go
ridiculous how
on,
much time.
go.
But the question is, I guess, with that, like, what is it like building the relationship with guys within your room, and does it how much does the relationship matter in terms of, it's almost like I would imagine that any good team is going to have good leaders and good mentors in order to
Yeah,
be able to carry them deep. uh,
absolutely.
so I guess take me through the perspective of who you looked up to and who kind of embraced you and said, hey, I'm going to show you how it's done here at Ohio State, and I'm going to form you into a Buckeye.
Okay, so a guy I forgot to mention is Evan Spencer.
Okay.
So Evan was the first. So if you ever watched that long run by Zeke against Alabama,
Mhm.
he wiped out like 2 or 3 dudes. Like 2 dudes, I want to say. But he was like the blueprint of a perfect human, perfect football player. Like Evan did everything right. Like I never seen him do nothing wrong.
Mhm.
And he used to come pick me up on Saturdays to go get work. Like I used to hate him because we used to do like little, what I mean, arm hand drills and shit. He was so damn strong. He'd be about to break my arms. But Evan was like the first dude that really took me under his wing. Then, Mike, like just watching the way Mike worked, like the dude's obsessed with the game. Like
Mhm.
I don't know if I ever seen somebody so passionate about football in my life.
Wow.
So like when people try to call him Slint Boy and shit, like I'm like, dude, he's mastered that craft. Call them all you want, stop them from running that slant. Then Jalen Marshall was my big brother, so like I used to hang with him, Dontre. Then as they moved on, and then it became us. I would say it was Paris and Terry were the leaders, and everybody just kind of fell behind them. But like our relationships within the room was crazy. Like everybody got along, and it was like nothing forced, nothing fake. It was just everybody just really messed with each other. It was like we was already brothers type of deal, you know what I mean? But you go through so much within workouts and games and injuries that you're gonna build that bond no matter what. Like you said with the guys I came in early with, dude, we were packed in a smallest toy car ever every morning, 5:45 a.m. freezing cold, our jackets and everybody in the car like this just to make it to workouts every morning. You know what I mean? So it's like you build them bonds within football. So it's nothing forced. It's like we go through so much together that if you don't build this bond, then something ain't right. Somebody ain't doing something right because it don't have to be forced. It's just a natural thing, and that's just with football. Like me and you, like maybe I see you might be down one day. I call you over, bro. How you doing? What's going on? We just rap a little bit. So I think it's the power of football for real. You know what I mean?
How did those relationships, were they ever hindered by any sort of adversity during the
Hell
season,
nah.
in the off season?
We all wanted to see each other do well. Like,
Absolutely.
so with us at Ohio State, like a starter is two people at one spot. So me and Terry were the starters at Z.
Mhm.
But it's like if I'm not doing my job, like
Mhm.
they all rely on me,
Yep.
and vice versa. Like some games I'm gonna have to rely on them. You know what I mean? So it was like I don't know. It was never no button heads. We all wanted to see each other do good, and that's what we did. Like everybody went out there. We talk a lot of crap with each other. Like if somebody drop a ball or like we always had this thing like catching the ball over your shoulder on the left side. Like we used to always like drop them or something because it's a hard ass catch. So KJ, oh I forgot KJ Hill,
Y'all got a lot, bro. It's a
bro.
roller.
It's crazy. And Victor, like I can go on and on, but we like if you dropped it, like it's the left side, like like we were just clowns, bro. And I can send you a video. It was me, Paris, Terry, and KJ, and we were doing like a little game, bro. And you can just see the connection, and it's like nothing forced about it. It's just who we are. At the end of the day, everybody just meshed together. It's crazy because it's like so many different dudes from different places, but we all just mesh, bro. And
Man.
that's zone 6, bro. It's the family. You know what I mean?
Going back, because now I'm just curious. So I had mentioned that it was guys like, Curtis Samuel, Paris Campbell, and
Damn,
Terry.
did I not mention Kurt?
Yeah,
Kurt, like,
mention
bruh,
Kurt.
bruh,
What,
it's
so
crazy.
you guys are the freshmen on campus. Was it an immediate like, oh yeah, we're gonna be boys for life? Like it just, were you guys
Hell yeah,
all roommates? Like how did that come?
because
How did you
me,
pop that?
Kurt, Quan, Sean, our kicker.
Uh-huh.
Who else came in? It was two more: Cal Trout and Marcellus. They left, so they weren't as in the group as they could have been. But me, oh, and Steven Collier was one of our quarterbacks.
Okay.
Me, Steve, Quan, and Kurt were like, we came in early, so it's like we did everything together. We got to figure the ropes out together, you know what I mean? So it's like we did everything together, bro. It was nuts, bro. Like I don't think we survived early on, like going to school early without each other.
Okay.
Literally, like we go out together. That next morning we go eat together.
It was
That
like,
next day we go work out together. You know what I mean? So it's like we did everything together, and I think that's just how the program was built too. Like y'all gonna do these workouts separate until y'all get it, and when y'all get it, now y'all can become a part of the group.
did you feel obligated to pass that torch to the next wave
Hell yeah,
receivers and
hell yeah,
show that love and compassion?
hell yeah. It got passed to us.
Yeah, that's
You
fair.
have to like if you want a program to keep being successful, you got to leave something, and
Right.
you got to be willing to give up whatever secrets that the young boys need you to give up. You know what I mean? And hopefully, I set the example by my play and the way I practice and the way I treat people, like that. You can look at that, and now when it's your turn, it's easier for you. Like, and I don't think really Paris and Terry, their shoes probably were bigger than mine.
Mhm.
I was able to wiggle my way in there, but I don't think I don't think it was like easy to fill those shoes with them two guys,
Mhm.
but somebody had to do it, and hopefully, and I think for real that we left that impact and the way we just handled ourselves, that we showed the dudes after us is this is how you do it, and now you just keep trickling that down, and that's what it like zone 6. That's what it is. Like we score touchdowns, we're brothers, like, and that torch just keeps flying down, and as it goes on, different pieces are going to be getting put into it because now these young boys is way better than I was. Like it's kind of it's crazy. They come in better than us now. Like I remember Chris like coming in, dude was like, if I get hurt this year, I ain't gonna have no spot. You
Oh
know what
my
I mean?
gosh, man. I was
Crazy, bro. But like, what'd you say?
Oh, go ahead. Finish your
Oh,
thought.
yeah, I say it's crazy, but like, yeah, you definitely got to pass that torch. Like, ain't nothing to hold on to no more. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
get that game to the next generation so we can keep that movement of what we got in that room. We can keep it going.
Knowledge is the best currency. Knowledge is the best currency.
And it
Um,
ain't always got to be spoken about. You can show it by the way you handle business.
I think okay. So one more question on you guys as a group. So if you had to go down the list here, because I mean, y'all developed. Obviously, Ohio State is a big school and a massive like magnifying glasses on them at all times. But y'all are special. Like y'all are a special group. But you have to look at like all these guys and I mean, I guess between all of you guys when you were there, who was the most athletic? Who was the funniest? And well, I'm just trying to think of qualities that all these guys made. Okay, so quietest, funniest, most athletic, and I guess shoot, I guess you could allocate. I guess the most who had the most game. The most
Okay.
charming, right?
So who you think was funniest?
I would say you.
Okay. You won.
I, I would say
Most athletic, probably Paris.
okay.
What was the other ones? What was the other two?
I say had the most game and
Most game. Probably KJ. Probably KJ can talk his way out of any damn thing. He probably can talk his way out of anything, bro.
um
He probably can talk his way out of any damn thing for sure.
damn, I was trying to think of the other one. So charming, athletic.
And
I said
probably Austin. He's light skinned, so he's probably the charming guy. Was he's in committed relationship now, but
right. Makes sense.
probably Mac or Ben Vic
Okay.
or
Okay.
Chris or little Chris ass.
All right. All right. I was curious. I didn't know between that group.
You gotta give me more categories, but I can go on and on and on. I was definitely one of the funniest. Jalen Marshall was funny as hell too, man. He was my big brother. So we have a big brother program. It's like an older guy takes you under his wing, like
Yeah.
you're assigned a big brother. So he was my big brother. He was a clown though. Like we can all day, bro. We just laugh all day, literally, bro.
It's great.
Chugging beers and laughing all damn day, dog. It was crazy.
Nice. That's got to be awesome. I was gonna say, so kind of pivoting. Now I want to kind of get into some of the Big Ten landscape. So we'll go Big Ten landscape. Then I want to just kind of talk a little bit about, that you're going and playing at the professional level, and then just kind of get your thoughts on everything going forward as far as the outlook of spring football. But I want to start with this. They always hype this one up, and it is truly delivered over the past 3 years. Maybe not so much on your side, but
I know you ain't about to say that. I know you ain't about to say that.
Ohio State and Michigan is one of the
Team
most
up north. Team up north. Team up north.
entertaining rivalries in
Bro, it's
all.
the best rivalry of all in football, all of sports. Don't care what nobody say, bro. Don't nobody take that rivalry. Ain't no rivalry as serious as that one.
Wow.
Like from the magnitude of what we take, like, bro, literally on game week, we got their like practice looking jerseys, game jerseys, whatever, laid down on the floor, dude, as we walking through the woody. Like it's crazy, bro. Like we were practicing for them dudes in spring ball and camp. We had a period alarm will go off and it's like team up north pier, so get to where you need to get to right now. Like, bro, it's and I don't know how they take it. I'm pretty sure they take it serious now after we was kicking their ass for so many years in a row. But
Yeah.
bro, it's the biggest rivalry ever. I don't care what nobody gotta say, bro.
Well, here's my thing with rivalries, because if they run like super deep, from what I've learned, like you can't get too complacent and look ahead to the schedule. But I
Yeah,
guess that one, since it's so
you have
historic,
to.
so storied, I feel like there's a certain preparation you abide by to get yourself in the right headspace, especially if somebody wins one year and you are on the other side, or if you win and they're on the other side. I feel like it just adds fuel to the fire. It's one of the motivational talking points, I would imagine, in spring ball whenever you guys are preparing for the season. I'm sure you guys are like, time to kick their ass.
Bro, it's literally a clock with the days, how many days and shit we got till we play them, bro, to the seconds. Like,
But
bro, real deal, bro. It's crazy. Like, I don't think you really understand how crazy the right. Like, and I said, I don't know how much how they take it over there, but
yeah.
on our end, bro, we like it's crazy, bro.
Do you have any fond memories of that rivalry playing against them?
My one catch I got in that damn rivalry was a touchdown. I'll take it from my boy Dwayne Haskins, man. Long live 7. You hear me?
Yeah, man. And
So
so, what year
that
was
was
that? That
dope.
would have been your junior year, or that was
When
a
we put up, when we put up 60 something, you know what I mean?
drop to
Put up
60.
a little 60 piece, nothing crazy.
I will ask, you bring up Dwayne, and I know that you had a pretty close relationship with him. I do want to know, like, kind of the relationship with him, and how it kind of started and cultivated into what it was. Yeah, just kind of, if you're open to talking about that, if you're wanting to discuss that.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Shit, Dwayne, it was my little brother, man. You know, none more, none less. Like special, special, special kid. Like
Mhm.
I never seen nobody throw a ball like him. Like,
Wow.
and to put it in the places he could put it at. Like he was special, man. And life cut way too short. I
Mhm.
was ready for him to get his chance with the Steelers, man, because I think once he got his foot, he was gonna light it up. He was definitely gonna light it up, bro. But yeah, man, it's tragic. And dude, I still remember that call, dude. I was with a text early in the morning before I had to go to a meeting. It was the year before this year, and yeah, it was rough, bro. It was a rough day for me, for
Wow.
sure. Not just for me, Buckeye Nation, everybody that played with him, everybody that knew him. Like that's still like some days I just think about it and it's just like, damn, I can't even DM him just to tell him like keep your head up, you know what I mean? Things like that. Like so it's rough. Like whenever you lose somebody and you lose somebody like that, so close to you early like that, it's tough. Like so yeah, man, it's still something, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that still, think about it. It was dude had a smile that could light up a room. So, you know.
I will ask this: was there any funny memories that you could recall with your interactions with Dwayne, or anything that he did, just that was kind of like, oh, this guy's gonna make someone, on defense, he's making somebody look like a fool. Was anything come to mind about Dwayne?
We used to always met. He had a little boxing celebration. We used to always mess with him like, man, that shit weak.
You hit him with the 1-2.
Man, no, one of the dopest things he used to do for me, dude, he used to bring me Oreos.
Oh,
Like on every like bus every trip we took, he always had me an extra pack, bro. So that's one of like it's for me it's always the small things, dog. And like every time I get on the bus, like I might forget. He'd be like, JD.
I got
So,
you.
yeah, it was shit like that. Like he'd give you the shirt off his back. Like
That's
he was
awesome.
just one of them dudes, man. And again, it's just super sad to have him go so soon, man. He still had a lot left in him. So,
Right. No,
hopefully we can all just keep his name alive, and just celebrate him every chance we get.
right, for sure, man. Well said. And yeah, like, just to kind of put a pin in that, I believe if he's given one more season with the Steelers, that changes the trajectory of the
Hell
Pittsburgh.
yeah,
I think it
bro.
changes the future for them.
Yeah. He was just, everybody goes through a little phase.
Right.
Um, you get thrown in some things that sometimes you're not ready for at the moment. Sometimes you have to build up to get to that point of being comfortable again. And I already knew once he got comfortable, he was gonna light it up because, I played with him.
Right.
when he was when he was comfortable and in his mode, he couldn't be stopped. Like I said, could make any throw on the field with his eyes closed.
Right.
So
Um,
definitely gone too soon.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. So kind of pivoting a little bit, I guess, going to another topic here. So you conclude your senior season in 2018 with Ohio State, if I'm not mistaken. And, you know, next level is the pros. Kind of take me through like, and I know that the NFL, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it only spanned a couple seasons, I want to say,
Yeah,
maybe seasons.
yeah.
Just kind of take me through. I know you've battled with adversity. I think that's a word that kind of respectfully epitomizes your football career because it's been an uphill battle. And so,
Yeah.
just for you, your perspective, what is it like? What is that toll like? Because I don't think a lot of people know, like, if it is repetitive and it continues to happen, your body just deteriorates and becomes fatigued with time, and it's difficult to keep up with. So just, I guess,
Absolutely.
add some you know, perspective on that, and what that has kind of, you know, done for the trajectory, or did for the trajectory of your football career.
Well, my injuries, it's crazy. Like, I was pretty healthy all my life until I got to what, 10th grade. 10th grade, I think. Yeah, going into 10th or 11th. Going into 10th, I want to say. We were playing in a 7-on-7, and I'm going for a deep ball.
Right.
And somebody grabbed the back of my shirt and, like, pulled me back. So I folded like a pretzel. And every day, ever since then, my knees have not been the same. So, like, nah, that was really an uphill battle starting from there. Like, so I was really blessed to be able to. I remember we were playing one game and it got rain delayed,
Mhm.
so we had to sit out for a minute. Like, and bro, my knees were just awful, dude. So like sometimes we have a little argument with the team we played, and like somebody had dropped the film one time, and I'm like, damn, bro, I was limping, like
Oof.
limping. So like even going into college, I was already on the uphill, like because I was a baller in high school. Like, to be real, I was a baller. So going into college, I'm like, man, I'm
Say
just
it
gonna
with
do
your
my thing.
chest, JD. Say it with your chest, bro.
No, for real.
Say
Like
it.
I was definitely one of them ones. And anybody that knew me from Florida or wherever, they could tell you like I was definitely one of the ones. Like, but injuries set me back, and like it is what it is. Shit is football. You know, you can't dwell on it for too long. But going into college, I'm like, I'm gonna get here. I'm gonna have the best help in the world, so I'm gonna be able to get healthy right away. So I ain't really tripping.
Right.
Shit, that ain't happened that way. So I was battling for my first 3 years, bro. Like, I'll fucking come back and get hurt again. So it was like trash. I'm like, bro, this shit just it might not work. Like, football might not be what it is, bro. So I used to pray on it heavy, dude. And I remember one of my high school coaches always telling me, like, one day you gonna wake up and your knees ain't gonna be hurting. I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here. I don't want to hear that, man. My shit hurt bad. Ain't no way I'm just gonna wake up. And like, of course, I had to put in the work. So my last 2 years, dude, like, thank God that we hired Adam Stewie, our PT guy. He worked endlessly to find solutions and things like that to get me back. And you know, we was able to fight back them last 2 years. And shit, my 4th year I had 18 catches for like 400 yards, 8 touchdowns.
Mhm.
Last year I came back with 8 more touchdowns. So I mean, it was a shitty start, but like you said, that adversity, like, you either gonna battle through it or you're gonna fold to it. And I've seen way too many people fold to adversity. So I'm like, shit, I'm gonna conquer this.
Yeah.
Like, at the beginning, I didn't know. I'm like, man, I quit football for like 2 weeks. Like, I was done, bro. I'm like, I'm not about to keep doing this. Like, this is beating my mental up. Like, I was able to fight through it. Like, I had to go get therapy and things like that. Like, thankfully, we had a great support system there at Ohio State. You
Mhm.
know, it's one of the things that a lot of people might not know, but like our support system was crazy, dude. So like if I didn't have all that help from them, my teammates, I wouldn't have been able to continue playing and make it to the league. Like, honestly, I wasn't supposed to even step foot in the league like after all that. But, I was able to um finish college the way I wanted to. So I wasn't tripping. I got invited to the combine,
Mhm.
which I fucking killed. Like, it's crazy, bro. Like, if you ask the dudes that was in my group or even the dudes watching, but like I was easily like the best, one of the best route runners, if not the best. Like, it was crazy. Like, bro, I killed that. I killed pro day. So I'm thinking, I'm definitely about to get drafted. But I'm thinking they probably saw my MRIs like, ooh, his knees are ugly. so so I killed all that. Like I had my agent, like we had a successful combine, hella successful pro day.
Yeah.
I didn't get drafted. I mean, I'm like, to me, I'm like, shit, another step of adversity. How
Yeah.
you gonna deal with it? You know what I mean? So we pushed through that. I got my chance with Houston. That didn't go as planned. I went to the Cardinals. I was fucking killing it, dude. Then I so the week I was about to get brought up to playoff practice squad,
Yeah.
we were on 101s. I'm running a 5-yard out, grade 2 hamstring, popped it.
Bro.
So it's like, you know what I mean? So it's like another uphill battle from there. I come back, he signed me to futures. I come back that next year, messed my ankle up.
Bro.
And it was crazy because I was really killing it on a bad ankle in camp, but like, I don't know, I was told one thing, then some other stuff happened, so it was cool. But after that, I went back to Ohio State. I did the pro day again. I didn't take as many reps as I did when it was my day, but I thought I did pretty well. I got signed to Dallas for camp. That was cool.
Yeah.
Then after that, I was chilling. I didn't know where life was gonna go. Then the USFL popped up, and my agent was like, you should probably take a shot at it. And I'm like, we'll see. Oh, it is what it is. Then my wife really talked me into it. She was like, you should go do it. And I was still working out and shit, so I was still in shape. I'm still running routes and stuff like that. So I'm like, whatever, I go give it a chance. I guess whatever. We'll see how it play out. And my first year was, pretty successful for the most part. I was able to do what I needed to get another chance. I got 2 workouts after that. I did really well in one of them. One was okay. I thought the coach were going to sign me, but they didn't end up signing me. I don't know why. I won't know why, because I killed that workout. But then, yeah, that led to me coming back for another year. And it's crazy. For my whole football career, I just remember shooting back all the way to 9th grade. I remember every year just getting better and better and better. Last year was the best I've ever played football at 28.
It was
Being able to run,
entertaining.
bro. I was some days I was amazed with myself because I'm like, damn, luckily I didn't give up. I still have so much in the tank.
Oh, well, I mean, I go back to the Michigan Panthers game in week 7, I want to say, before you guys went on the 2-week, road trip. And watching you that game, I'm like, oh yeah, bro, this is fun. It was week 6, week 7 off the top of my head. I can't remember, but that game, I think you had what, 2 touchdowns.
2.
Yeah, 2, and then yeah, dude, you ate that week. It was absolutely marvelous.
I was out of my mind that game, bro. But it was that just be showing me that dude, you still have it in the tank, and it ain't gonna be like that every game, of course not. You still got hella other good dudes, next to me, but it just showed me that you can still do it. You know what I mean? At a high level. I know I can play in the league, and I don't really dwell on it no more because you only can control what you can control. It is what it is. So I definitely appreciated my time in the USFL. It gave me another chance, me and a shitload of other dudes the chance to play ball, and do what we love, bro, and get paid for it. Getting paid for it ain't the biggest thing, but we get to still get paid to do what we do best, And for me, I've been playing ball since I was 5. So I'm trying to figure my way outside of that. But it's I be telling my wife sometimes, babe, I've been playing ball since I was 5. This is what I really know. I know I can be good at a lot of things, but football is, I can do this and I know what I got to do. You know what I mean? It ain't that with everything else. Everything, now you got to navigate yourself differently. But yeah, no, at the end of the day, I'm very thankful for the USFL, bro, for the second chance at football at a professional, level.
Dude, look, you're one of the most electrifying players that was in the USFL to play in that league. Even going back to 2022, man, you are entertaining as hell. And for that, man, hey, yeah, appreciate you. You put on a good product. But real quick, a couple more questions for you. I want to ask about the Breakers and kind of the dynamic within the receiving room, because in my opinion, I would say you're one of the top receiving room.
We're the best receiving room. We're the best receiving room.
Yeah. Hey, I had two kids I had to watch over in the USFL. I got to be objective here. So no, you're one of the best receiving rooms.
We were the best receiver room in the USFL. And don't get me wrong, we had some talented ass dudes in the USFL. Nobody room was better than our room, bro.
You were the best receiving room in the USFL.
Thank you. From Sage to Jay to D crazy ass to Twit to Stove to Lee coming on the team. Like, bro, we were solid, bro. Like, definitely.
Man, but like, talk about that dynamic though. Like, you get a new coach coming in over. You're one of the, but what? Lee was in 2022, right? Lee was with y'all, or Jay. Yeah.
Jay was there from the beginning.
And then I want to say, like, everybody else pretty much around you, like D was taking place as Sal, I want to say, because Sal played with y'all last year. And then
so Sage took the place of Sal for real.
Yeah, Sage was obviously with Birmingham last year, and then he comes over and I want to say traded over. But like, yeah, like just talk about how that gelled and meshed, and how you guys were able to make a pretty deep run, and trying to, just talk about how it kind of formulated a good season, a better season than what it was in 2022 in a lot of respects.
Well, you was around us every day. You see, we were clowns.
It was
so like, yeah, so we get along easily. Like, we don't, like, it was kind of like Ohio State. Like, you don't really got to do nothing outside of your body to get along. Like, we all joke together. We all we in meetings all day together. We practice together. We gonna see each other when we walk out of this, off this field. So it's like, it wasn't hard. It was just be who we are, and we all just mesh, bro. It's crazy, and we all are able to make plays. Like, no matter who you put on the field, one of us can make a play at any moment.
One of y'all, actually, they always typically say, like, okay, one of these guys stretches the field. One of these guys is going to get all the coverage to his side. Take your pick your poison. You were the only receiving room that could do that, where it was like, and with MBT at the helm, like, anything was possible, because MBT was having an electric season.
Hell yeah.
I would
crazy,
seriously.
Nah, I just said it was crazy, bro. Like you said, like, anybody could did anything. Whatever you needed anybody to do, we could have did it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so.
I was gonna say, talk about MBT and what he kind of brought, the energy he brought to the offense.
That was something we needed. Like, he was a vet. Like, he just saw things differently. Like, in the throws he could make, bro. I used to watch him in practice. Like, when I was taking a rep, and I'm like, God damn, how the hell he just threw that ball in there like that? Like, so it was just that he was such a good leader, dude. Like, he took care of us for sure. Like, if he saw something and we saw it a different way, like, we was able to pan it out and, really just be on the same page. So it was dope, bro. Like, just to have a dude that damn old, because he's old as hell. Like I always tell him, he's an old one, but he, with that age was a lot of wisdom too. Like, and he was just able to lead us in the right direction, bro. So he was definitely a big part of us being, so successful.
Right. No, seriously.
And he's a good ass dude on top of that, man. He's a great family man, great husband, great father, man, great brother to all of us, great leader. So shit, if I was able to play back ever again, I'd definitely I'll take that chance any day of the week.
MBT is solid, man. He's a good
guy. He's that guy.
Even better heart. All right, so one last thing here. The NSFL, obviously the announcements made, the merger of the XFL, the USFL, from a guy who played in the spring league. What is your key takeaways from that? And what's your take on the merger that nobody saw coming completely out of left field? Unless you had prior knowledge that I didn't. I definitely did not see that coming.
Bro, I thought we were going to compete to somebody was finished. Like, as leagues, I thought we were just going to compete till somebody didn't make it, honestly. But I really enjoyed them, like, just being able to give, even with both leagues, just giving dudes that can still play at a high level a chance.
Right.
You know, like in the league, like your time come and go sometimes. Sometimes you can get back. A lot of times you can't. So still being able to play and have people celebrate you and things like that's dope. And now I don't. Now with the merger, I feel like it's probably gonna take some jobs away from people, but still it's still giving people the chance to go out and put their talents on display, bro. Because a lot of these dudes be having so much talent, but just don't be having an opportunity to put it on display. So honestly, I think it's still gonna be good. It's still gonna be good for football because they're gonna continue to come get dudes from the spring leagues, like because a lot of those dudes can still play. So I'm interested to see how it pans out, but I think it's still gonna be good for the players and things like that.
Right. 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 Well, so promise last thing here.
Sure, you good.
All right. I know that God's plan, you're heavily or faith oriented, and
Yep,
myself included. And I believe that God's plan is inevitable for all of us.
absolutely.
And so, what would it look like in the future for you going forward? Are you waiting for that next door to open? Kind of where are you at mentally and physically in terms of your headspace around football? Are
Physically,
you trying to be in some space around football?
I'm helping out a little bit right now with a high school team.
You need to coach, man.
I don't see it in my future.
Yeah.
I was sitting in a meeting last week in football, and I'm like, this ain't it. So I don't know, man. I kind of want to get into an acting space.
Okay.
I want to do a little acting. I don't know. See where this cooking thing may take me. I
Yeah.
don't know if I want to own a restaurant because that shit is too much. So I'll probably be a home cook forever. Save some recipes for my kids and things like that. But I definitely want to probably get into some acting. My wife really wants me to give it a shot. Yeah, but you never know. You never know what the future holds for you, what God's plans is. So I just keep praying on it and just walking in His faith, man, and see what happens at the end of the day.
Well, if this
Hoping this path is a little bit of acting though.
Hey, I'll say this. I'm going to throw it out now. If this podcasting space continues to grow like it is, and I can become a network, you're going to be the first person I call up. I just want you to know that. So
I appreciate that, brother.
I want you to know you're the personality I'd want on any
Absolutely.
podcast, and I can't thank you enough.
Absolutely.
Cannot thank you,
bro.
Go ahead.
I said, just back at you, bro. You help lift me up, some days out there too, bro. Like football is a tough sport, and every day you're not in the mood to play that shit. Every day you're not in the mood to be around it, but you're definitely always in the mood to be around the people that's within the sport. And you're one of those guys that that I see, and like I said, if I could see you might be having a rough day, or if I just want to talk about some bull stuff, I just come over to you, you know what I mean, and we just have our conversations and things like that. So definitely helped me with a lot of days of football and me just being old, irritated, and not wanting to maybe do some things. So definitely, brother, right back at you, man.
Hey, man, appreciate it. Well, can't thank you enough, JD. Always a pleasure talking to you. You've been listening to the Strive Sports Podcast, episode 5, coming up later this week. We got a doubleheader. Can't wait. But for now, this has been episode 4 with Johnnie Dixon. Thank you, Johnnie.
Thank you, brother.